So what's everybody looking at today? Everybody's looking up in the sky. You know, the Bible talks about a time when every eye will see and every knee will bow. And it starts by looking up. The Bible tells us when we see all these things of the last days to start looking up. So maybe that's what they're looking at, huh? No, not really. It's just a good day for an eclipse. And so we're here, we're looking at the solar eclipse. That's today. There we go. Camera's struggling to focus and stay focused. But we can see one of the great phenomenons of history that people have wrote about for thousands of years. The Greek historian Phlegon wrote, and he was a historian, and in his writings he wrote that in the 202nd year of the Olympiad, which just happens to be 33 AD on our calendar, he says, there was the greatest eclipse of the sun. And it became night at the 6th hour, and you could see the stars of heaven. And there was a great earthquake in Britannia, and many things overturned in Nicaea. That's interesting because what this pagan Greek historian is confirming is exactly what Matthew 27, verse 45 through 51 records. Even going so far as he confirms the earthquake and the time of the day. We're actually standing here by the ark, by Noah's ark. Interesting. And it's interesting, there's other Greek and Roman historians that record this event. The historians Thalius, Phlegon, and Africanus all record this, as well as the Hebrew historians Matthew, Mark, and Luke. They record this amazing celestial event that happened in 33 AD. Tertullian and Africanus both confirm that this was a well-documented event, that the darkness covered the whole land along with the earthquakes. In addition, Africanus correctly noted that nothing like this has ever happened, and specifically since eclipses don't happen on a full moon. And they're not normally accompanied by earthquakes, and I'm trusting that this eclipse today won't be accompanied by earthquakes, especially given where we're standing next to this giant ark that's over 500 feet long. The terrestrial events were not normal of that day. The terrestrial events that was happening on Earth in 33 AD was not normal. But neither was the spiritual events that were taking place as well. The Romans over the years crucified many thousands of people. And they understood the passings of the heavens and the stars, and they understood eclipses to some degree. If nothing else, they understood them by their history, and they understood that they don't happen on full moons. However, Yeshua was crucified at Passover, and Passover, of course, is a full moon event. But that celestial event in 33 AD was one of a kind. So was that crucifixion. There had never been another crucifixion like that, and there had never been another, if we want to call it, a eclipse. It was some sort of an eclipse, but we really don't understand exactly what happened because it covered much more of the land than normally would happen. But this was no regular crucifixion either. And it's interesting, we're standing here by Noah's Ark, the replica of Noah's Ark, full-size model. And that was no regular flood. Floods were common in the ancient days in the Far East, in the Middle East. This particular flood, Noah's flood, destroyed the whole world. And that crucifixion, the victim from that crucifixion arose from the dead that the whole world might be saved. But just like in the days of Noah, some people just wouldn't believe it. They wouldn't believe what Noah said was happening. And some people don't believe what happened on that cross that day in that celestial and spiritual event. And they will be lost, just like the ones that didn't believe that the flood was coming. Don't be one of those people.